And Rebecca, in terms of strong messaging coming out, you're working quite closely with Jeff and the investment management team on passing messages across to clients. What have clients been asking this week? It's probably been a wee bit different to probably last week.
Yeah, very different to last week, Dan. So last week there was a lot of concern from clients. They were hearing the news every day. They were worrying about their investments. We didn't really know what was coming in terms of, were we going to be locked down ourselves? Would we be able to cope with that as a business as well? Clients were concerned about all of these things. Whereas this week, the conversation's a lot more relaxed. Markets have steadied out a bit, which is a lot more reassuring to clients. But also because we have that bit more certainty now as to what's happening, they know what's going on in their own workplaces. They're asking us about how we're working. So we're having a lot of conversation about where we are when we're sat working. We do a lot of video chatting with clients. So they're seeing all of these different backgrounds when they're calling in as well. Yeah. And the conversations are actually that they're nice. We're having a chat about how they're finding working from home compared with how we're finding it. And generally, people are quite surprised that their service hasn't been interrupted whatsoever by that swift to working remotely, which is quite pleasant.
Yeah, and we've talked about this to death a little bit about True Potential, but the benefit of being a digital business was you just flicked, because your whole call center technology, Rebecca, is cloud-based. So as long as you guys have got the internet and your machines with you, it's as simple as you just woke up and didn't drive to work that day. You just switched it on and set up at your desk there. So that was good. Rebecca, I think, going back to clients, I think you mentioned earlier today, you've been doing a lot of video chats, like we're doing now. So you're getting to see, or you're having to share your front room. So you're having to, well, I know you like to keep the house tidy anyway, because you've told me before you're always like, but probably, everyone's probably had to think of keeping their workstations and what have you tidy. Are you finding video calls are your biggest incoming now, or is it still the telephone? Is it emails from clients?
Telephone's still very popular. We are seeing an increase in video phone calls, particularly with live chat. We're seeing an awful lot of people wanting to go through that route now. And I think people are now sat at their desks at home. So they've got that, we'll just quickly log in, we'll quickly have a look at our investments online, and then they're seeing the video features and the live chat features popping up in front of them. So naturally they go towards that route rather than the telephone, which they might have done previously. But it is nice when clients are in the same situation as us, where we're having these meetings from their home or our home. We're finding the phone calls are maybe going on a little bit longer because we're all sort of craving that bit of extra conversation, I think, being stuck in the same four walls. And as you mentioned earlier, you miss out on just the hellos as you go through the kitchen and around the office. So we're starting to see a lot more sort of chat and clients wanting to stay on the phone a little bit longer to get that conversation.
Yeah, and I think that's probably linked with Peter's point about the feeling isolated side of things. I think it's don't underestimate how reassuring, Rebecca, it must be for clients to be able to see yourselves and just see some friendly faces as well, because I know kind of as a chief executive at True Potential, my other worry is in terms of keeping my staff's morale high and not getting everybody feeling isolated. So we're doing initiatives such as on Monday we're starting we've hired a local gym. They're going to be doing local daily or online daily workouts for 20 minutes for the staff, but we're going to make that available to True Potential clients as well on our Facebook channels. And I think, Peter, we're going to push it on the Unisolated page as well to help there. So that's one way, just keeping physical, keeping fit. But I think the other way is we're looking for bits of like team meetings. I think today we've got at 3 o'clock, 3:30, a bit of a round robin with the staff. I know next week, Esther, who's our office manager at True Potential's, booked in a virtual pub quiz for all the staff. So we're just having to think a wee bit different about not being in the office now and initiatives to kind of see everybody, speak to everybody, and remind our staff, remind our advisors, remind our clients that we're still here. And just because we're all self-isolating and we're in the house doesn't mean that life doesn't go on.
I think it's just staying as positive as we can do and making sure that we are still communicating, still speaking through routes such as Peter suggested with Unisolated on Facebook there, and with all our colleagues and friends as well.
Grand.